You know, talking about Aruni's wedding made me realize I've never heard how you two met.
Oh, well, it's an uneventful story.
Parents only say that when there's something incriminating. Keep digging.
Daddy?
How does anyone meet? We were young, having fun.
Amma, how'd you pick up a catch like Dad? Got any tips?
We met at a college party. He was being accosted by someone, and I stepped in. It was only much later that I realized he wasn't even a student and had no business being there at all.
I was so embarrassed. I'm not proud of it now, but my friends and I sometimes crashed parties.
Daddy, how could you?
I was standing up for our freedom to get free drinks. Yes, I was just compelled to go to that party. Little did I expect to be rescued by your mother.
He was very charming, different from the boys I had met before. Little did I know he would derail my life.
Arr.
Okay, no. Hearing you two flirt is taking the shine out of this victory.
We should leave before it gets NC-17 over here.
Wanna shoot some hoops, Daddy?
I'm not sure my back would survive it, sweetie.
Wear a jacket before you head out.
Ma, I always do. Was it you who left another college brochure in my room?
Believe what you want. I don't need to boast.
Ooh, there's rice soaking.
What about it?
We're having dosas this morning? I want red chutney.
Close, but no. We're going to make Oothappam. They are thicker than dosas and topped with onions and green chilies. I might as well teach you the method while you're here. Start by washing your hands. Very good. The first step is to grind the rice and then grind the urad dal. Every house has its own proportion, and you just have to get a feel for the consistency of the batter.
So, is this Bhatni's secret ratio that she handed down to you or Dad's families?
It's dosa batter and I'm familian. Of course it's my mother's. Don't tell your dad I said that.
Save it for when you really need to get out of something.
Less chit-chat, more grinding. Sorry, was I supposed to praise your average performance? Tyler always loved my Oothappams.
Does she not come over anymore?
No, she does. I've talked to her a lot more than I've talked to you these last 3 years. Just because you broke up doesn't mean I can forget. She's like a daughter to me.
Amma.
Forget it. Mix the rice batter and the dal batter together till they combine and set it aside to ferment overnight. I have some leftover idli batter you can practice on. I knew you had my cooking genes. I suppose I should be glad that Tyler does still come over despite everything. But it doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm saying anything.
What is it?
No, it's nothing.
When Amma says it's nothing, it's definitely something.
Time to chop up the onions, coriander, and green chilies. Let's keep it simple today. I'm suddenly quite tired. Good. But don't get overconfident. It's Tyler's mother. Do you know, she hasn't spoken to me since you left home.
I can't believe Auntie Anissa would blame you. That's completely unfair.
Dare you to say that to Auntie Anissa's face.
Don't even joke about that.
I'm a mother too, Jala. How can I blame her? If Tyler had been the one to break your heart, you think I wouldn't do the same thing?
You're way too sensible. You would never be unfair.
I pride myself on being fair and even-handed as a teacher. But as a mother, I'm as biased as anyone.
I didn't know, Ma.
We've barely spoken in years. How would you know? Anyway, let's not just stand around. Mix all the chopped up ingredients into a bowl and add a pinch of salt. I've already given you too many compliments today. Add some oil to the pan and light the stove.
Don't you think we should talk about this some more?
I said what I had to say. It's done.
Spoiler alert, it's not done.
Amma.
Come on, it's lighting a stove, Jala, not solving quadratic equations in your head. Move it. Even Party would approve. What am I saying? Maybe I should lie down. If you really want to do something useful, you could hurry up and have it out with your sister. You two are really giving me so much stress. Why can't you talk to each other?
I'm looking for her everywhere, Ma. She's the one who's avoiding me.
I think you're letting her avoid you because you have no idea what to say to her. I didn't raise my daughter to be a coward, Jala. As your mother, what can I say? I'm disappointed.
The reigning guilt trip champion of Timber Hill shoots, and she scores!
Could you sound a little less excited about my emotional damage?
But it's so fun to watch. You know, when it's not happening to me.
I'll just add some water to the batter then, shall I?
Yes, Jala. You know best. Not bad. Is that good enough for you? The pan's hot. All right. Let's fry the Oothappams. Pour a ladleful of batter into the center of the pan and add the toppings after a minute or two. Once the base is nice and brown, flip it without breaking it apart.
Ah, like those Italian chefs tossing pizza dough.
No, like a Tamil woman flipping an Oothappam. It's quite simple. Just don't fling it to the ceiling or drop it on the floor. Think you can manage that?
Uh-huh. Let's give it a go.
That's good.
One Oothappam coming in hot.
Your ancestors won't have to hide their faces in shame.
So it's good.
Don't get overconfident. You've managed it this time, but can you turn it out perfectly every time?
Ha! So it's really good. I knew it.
Ah, fine. It's good. Happy now?
This is one that Ahmed taught me. Makloubeh. It's actually a funny story. Aruni wanted to bring him to dinner, and so we invited him over. But he insisted that he cook for us the first time we meet.
Wow, that is confident.
It's certainly a bold move, but it was so delicious. I would have married him myself. Ahmed was convinced this was the best way to introduce himself, so Aruni insisted.
So, was Aruni just doing whatever Ahmed wanted, or did she also think the suicide mission was a good idea?
I assumed that Aruni wouldn't bring it up if she wasn't supportive of it. And now he comes over to cook for us once a month. I'm his sous chef. He's delightful.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know.
Oh, Podidua. I know it's tough, but listen, I got to know Ahmed through this dish, so maybe you will too, Remember that hand-washing song I used to sing?
No, and do not remind me. I'm begging you.
Fine, let's get started. You know, the first time we met, Ahmed walked in behind Aruni, a bouquet in one hand and a bag of ingredients in the other. Considering how quickly he and Aruni got serious, your Amma and I had very different impressions of how he'd be.
Was Amma offended? I bet she was offended.
Careful, your bloodthirst is showing.
On the contrary, Ahmed welcomed us to watch him cook. Insisted we sit down though. No working for us, but it was like a cooking show where we were the audience. Very entertaining. He even tossed pieces of cauliflower to us. I caught one in my mouth. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Maybe Ahmed and Sergio can fight to the death to decide who gets to be Dad's son he never had.
I've already rinsed the rice. Go put it in some water to soak. Have you considered becoming a chef, Chalu?
What's next?
I summon fire. Would you light the stove, please, Podidua? You're doing so well. I'm getting emotional. I promise not to cry. Now we can build our base of flavor by searing our lamb shoulder. It's my personal favorite part of the lamb. Meaty, fatty goodness.
Amma said Ahmed reminded her of Irfan.
Ahmed is certainly respectful of elders and a very dutiful partner, but not shy like Irfan is. He's actually quite the jokester. As something of a comedy connoisseur, I found it quite amusing. He's teaching me to juggle onions.
Like an aromatic birthday clown.
That's why this recipe was really a clever choice. Sharing this recipe made us feel like family immediately.
Funny how you're always missing from these fun family bonding stories. It's almost like Ahmed is more family than you.
Technique is absolutely mesmerizing. Where's the handheld camcorder? I should be recording this. You want to know anything else about Ahmed? I have no secrets. I'm an open book.
Is Mom really fine with Aruni getting married? No anxieties about anything?
That woman has as many neuroses as strands of hair.
Minnie was certainly surprised. Torn between the desire for grandkids and, yes, some fear. But really, she felt much better after meeting Ahmed, as I'm sure you will too.
It's hard to ignore you when you're being sensible.
You never had issues in the past.
Are you a witch, Jala? Because that was magic.
Her exes would say so.
It's looking good. Just needs a stir now and then until all nice and brothy.
As do we all in life, eh, Padidua? Was that what you were going to say, Dad?
That was pretty close, yes. Maybe I should be the one taking cooking lessons from you. Now, how about you give your best try on this vegetable fry?
Dad, if you continue these attempts at wordplay, I might accidentally faceplant into this hot oil. Your jokes are a safety hazard.
You've redefined the meaning of impressive with this. You know, Ahmed started taking Aruni to Debke classes. At first, it was just for the wedding, but she's really enjoying it. He brings out another side to Aruni. She laughs more. It's good to see as a parent.
I'm worried that Ahmed may have a preconceived bias against me based on the current circumstances.
Are you worried his judgment will be biased or accurate?
I'm sure it'll all work out.
Why? How? That's an infuriating answer, Dad.
Whoa! Slam dunk! Jala the giant does it again. With this dish, you'll only find out if you succeeded after you've layered all the ingredients and flipped them after cooking. Ahmed said this is where the name comes from. Makloubeh means upside down. Isn't that fun? He was so nervous that first time, poor boy.
And? Was it as perfect as everything else about him?
Stop being a brat. Just because you're back home cooking with Dad doesn't mean you're 15 again.
He layered it carefully. He set it to sit on the stove to cook together, and when it was finished, he came in with the pot, flipped it to reveal mush. His eyes glazed over. I thought he was going to pass out after building up so much anticipation for us. But then he says, "This will be the most delicious mush you'll ever taste." And he was right. I have one word. Splendiferous. Ah, Jala. The rice isn't soggy, the vegetables are crisp, the meat is so tender. I'm going to stop talking because it's cutting into the eating time.
Yes!
Your phone owes me big time for agreeing to meet you.
Charmingly abrasive as always, Aisha.
I'm not usually polite to Shaitan.
Let's start over.
Whatever! I hate this, I hate you, and let's get it over with already so I can meet Cece for pizza. Okay, you are on a skateboard. You're going 100 miles per hour. You realize there's a rail you have to nose grind ahead of you. But there are 5 people tied to the rail. You can turn right, avoiding them, but there's a single skater there, and you'll kill them instantly on impact. What do?
I'd swerve to collide with the skater to save the other 5.
As suspected, you're a coward and you have no morals.
Oh, come on. I'd avoid grinding on 5 people's necks. I'm reducing harm.
Wow, so that skater's life doesn't matter, huh? Swerving like a natural-born murderer. You should be studied. For real.
This is impossible. Can I just throw a basketball at her?
I don't think you can brute force this one.
Indeed.
Look, if she sees you taking this seriously, she might too.
Okay, Jerkarutna. I'll give you one nobody could get wrong. When was Timber Hills founded?
It was founded on the date it was founded.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, literally. Timber Hills was founded on the date it was founded.
I am going to literally, actually, kill you.
Am I wrong, though? Wasn't it founded on the date it was founded?
I mean, technically, I guess.
That was quite a loophole. I think she's literally frothing from rage, though.
I won't let you get past me. My purpose is to keep everyone safe from parasites like you.
Hey, looks like you got it. Her emotional walls are down, weakness exposed.
Indeed.
Jala's mom! Run! You consider yourself a legend of some sort. I don't know why.
I never called myself that.
Anyway, if you're not a poser, you'll have no problem answering this. What is a skater's greatest pride?
My board is my actual ride or die. I customized it myself.
With Auntie Chandra's supervision, of course.
Disgusting, totally materialistic, and corporate.
Good gear counts.
Is that what the skate legend shit is about? You looking for a shoe sponsor? Forced to interact with you, maybe I can at least use your pathological tendencies to my benefit.
I think she's warming up to us.
Let's say your brother betrays you and tells your guardians wrongfully that you're hanging out with dangerous people. You're not just grounded. You are locked windows at night, mega grounded. How do you sneak out?
Sulk around Irfan, loudly. Really fill the space with your annoyed sighs. Then tell him he owes you and that he has to help you sneak out.
But he's the one who ratted me out?
Exactly. Play on that guilt and he'll cover for you.
That's so diabolical.
Indeed.
I still don't like you, but I can respect your prior dedication to anarchy. Okay, last one.
I'm doing better than you thought, aren't I?
Your brother brings home a girl, and she starts hanging around for a bit. Your dad loves her, your brother loves her. She's the kind of effortless badass you want to be when you grow up. But then, your dad gets sick. The worst period of your life hits you and your brother, and she vanishes. Now, every time you see her, you are so goddamn mad. What do you do?
Irfan and I broke up under difficult conditions. I didn't realize how serious it was.
My dad underwent chemo for over a year. I'm sure if you ever cared to, you'd have found out about it.
Yeah, but I couldn't have known that I meant something to you back then.
You knew how much you meant to my brother, who also needed you.
Auntie!
What do you think I want from you?
You want to get back at me. You want vengeance.
She wants blood.
You really think this is that simple?
Isn't that why you won't let this go?
This is beyond that. What could I inflict on you that will match the hurt you spread? If I can't get even, I have no choice but to keep smacking you down until it feels close enough. Okay, last one.
I'm doing better than you thought, aren't I?
Your brother brings home a girl, and she starts hanging around for a bit. Your dad loves her, your brother loves her. She's the kind of effortless badass you want to be when you grow up. But then, your dad gets sick. The worst period of your life hits you and your brother, and she vanishes. Now, every time you see her, you are so goddamn mad. What do you do?
I had my own stuff happening and I was so young. What could I have possibly done? I would have just made things worse.
That is such a cop-out. You could have comforted us. You could have brought us food. You could have given a single shit. What do you think I want from you?
I vanished and I hurt you, even if I wasn't intending to.
No shit, Sherlock. Intentions are great, but what can we do now?
I can give up something. Something I really, really love. Skateboarding.
What?
I will give up skateboarding to pay you back. I'll never skate again.
Are you serious?
You want closure, right? Here's my pound of flesh to sweeten the deal.
No! No, I do want closure. But not at that price. I couldn't do that to a fellow skater. I appreciate the dramatics of the impulse. You weirdo. I didn't expect you to actually understand.
Oh, Sergio!
I don't feel good.
Say uncle.
And never.
So, where do we go from here? I want you to set that speed.
I'll admit that your presence bothers me less. It's like exposure therapy or something. Like a mold.
Guess you really grew on her.
Maybe Cece and I will see you around the body shop or whatever. But don't hover, like we want our space too, obviously.
Of course, Aisha. You make the rules.